What's going on, guys? My name's Connor, and today I have a review for you guys on the Louis Vuitton Horizon suitcase. I'm going to be breaking down all the details of it, as well as going over why it is my current favorite suitcase by Louis Vuitton. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as it really helps on my channel and gets my videos shown to more people. Without further ado, let's get right into the review. Alright guys, so the first thing I want to do is give you guys a good look at the suitcase. So here's obviously what it looks like. You guys can see it is in the Damier Graphite canvas. You guys can see the leather details right here, as well as the aluminum edges, which will lead to the aluminum handle, which is obviously pulled up. And then the side right here, you guys will see the lock system right here. So obviously you input your code, whatever it is, and you flip this, and then the lock will pop off, and you guys can unzip it all the way to the bottom, which are where the wheels will be. You guys can see the double wheels right here, which are extremely durable. You guys will be able to see the other side, which is a bit more plain, but we'll have the leather edges, and you guys can see the heat stamp right here, which will say Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France. Then I am holding it by the leather handle at the top. Then here's what the bottom looks like, and I'll just give it one more spin. But for those of you guys who don't know the market and retail on these suitcases, there are 3 different sizes that you guys can choose from, and many different canvases if you guys just want to go ahead and look at the site, and all the canvases will be right there. But the small size is a size 50, and that one retails at $2,940. That will be closer to $3,250 if you guys are buying from the store once you include taxes. Then there's the 55, which is $3,400. You guys are looking at closer to $3,750 after taxes when you guys are at the store. And then the size 70, which is the biggest size, which starts at $4,100, okay? After taxes, that's going to be closer to $4,500. So take that all into consideration. But what I would really suggest that you guys do is buy it secondhand from someone that barely used the bag and just decided to sell it like I usually do. Is I bought the secondhand for about $1,500, which is an absolute steal. But market on this is closer to $2,000 if you guys are looking to buy it there. So anything under $2,000 for a size 50 is going to be a good price. If you guys are going for the 55, it's going to be $2,500 market value, give or take, and then $3,000 for the biggest size if you guys are buying it secondhand, which is what I always suggest, because you guys are probably buying to use, especially if you guys are considering paying retail. So might as well not pay the price like driving a car off the lot. Might as well buy it barely used, because right when it comes off the lot, like coming out of the store, you're not going to get the same amount for it, and you're just losing money right then and there when you're going to use it anyways. And so if there's any flaws whatsoever, you're probably going to make the same thing happen to that suitcase. But like I mentioned, many different canvases to choose from. Another example being the monogram. And also they have options where you can add a little bit of customization. So if you wanted to add little logos, I know they have the World Cup on the site right there, where you can add up to 7 different logos, I believe. So you can put like an LV right here. You guys can put the new Game On collection heart right here. And then whatever else, each one will cost a little bit more. And that one starts closer to $4,000, so it's a little bit more expensive. But if you guys care about personalization and want it to look a little bit different than every other Horizon suitcase, then you guys might want to consider that. But you guys most likely aren't going to see this suitcase so much unless you live in a very wealthy area, because yeah, this suitcase is popular when it comes to Louis Vuitton, but then again, Louis Vuitton is Louis Vuitton, and not everyone is going to have it. But the next thing that I want to show you guys is the interior, obviously. So like I mentioned at the beginning, you guys are just going to want to flip this right here. The lock will pop off, and then you guys can obviously unzip it all the way around. The zipper is very good, and for those of you guys who don't know, if the zipper is messed up after you buy it from the store, you guys bought it pretty recently, Louis Vuitton will repair it, usually for free, if it's a manufacturer defect and it's just not able to open how it should. But if you damaged it, you guys can pay a small fee, and they'll repair it right then and there. But I'll unzip it all the way. You guys will be able to see the inside right here. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty well. And then there are going to be 2 dividers. But before I show you guys the dividers, for those of you guys who are looking to authenticate, I already showed you the heat stamp on the other side. It's going to be on the leather. And the date code is going to be right here. So obviously the dividers will come off. You're just going to slip them off right there and slip them off right there. But once you flip this little strap right here, if you guys can see that, I know it's a little bit small and far away, there will be a very small date code right there that you guys can authenticate. There's different sites that you guys can use, or you guys can use Pro Authenticators, which is the authentication service that I always recommend, especially for Louis Vuitton. They do a really good job, and they only charge $10 an item. So rather than, if you guys are buying secondhand and looking to save the money, the $10 is worth it. Because if you guys get stuck with a fake suitcase and you guys aren't able to get your money back, then that would really suck. So always ask the seller to send date code, heat stamp, and pictures all around so you guys can see the details in general. Because if the stitching's messed up or the quality isn't there, then you already know right then and there. You don't need to pay to get authenticated. It is a fake bag. But obviously the dividers right here are meant to hold clothing and your accessories usually in the bag. So what I usually use is I put like my pants and shorts right here, my tops right here, maybe a t-shirt and some hoodies, and then this will keep it folded. So it's kind of acts as like a pressure right there, so you can keep your clothes folded how you want them and they won't move around too much in the suitcase if you guys are moving around or on a flight or whatever else. And then on this side, what I usually like to do is put small little accessories, maybe like my charger, and even like a computer would fit in here, and whatever else in there. And then behind it, I usually keep my toiletries in like a Ziploc bag. I know that sounds kind of cheap, but I'll put like my toothbrush, shaving cream, whatever else in there, and I'll just put it behind, and nothing will really move around. Nothing will really move around. And another detail that I wanted to tell you guys is if you guys look at the site, they kind of go over all the details on the suitcase in more in depth. But one of the key factors that I wanted to mention to you guys is the ultra light material. So they wanted this to be a durable suitcase, which it is if you guys can kind of hear that knock, but they wanted the canvas to be ultra light, so you're not just lugging around something that's super heavy, because usually you're holding a lot in a suitcase, so it's already going to be heavy right there, but you don't want it to be even more heavy for no reason, so they did make it a little bit lighter, and they add all these factors in so you guys can hold your stuff however you want. And also, when you guys are buying this from the store, you guys will have the option to add accessories such as a name tag, which you guys can obviously attach to the top right here. I believe those are going for like $100 to $200 if you guys want to go ahead and buy them online. They don't have your full name on them, but they can have initials, I believe up to 3 characters. So for me, I can either put C or CL or CPL if I wanted to go all out and add my middle initial as well. If 2 people are claiming a suitcase, it's always good to have a name tag, especially if you guys travel a lot. But something that I want you guys to consider when you guys are looking at the suitcase is that there are a lot of fakes of these. So you always have to be careful. That's why I've really emphasized looking at the date code as well as the heat stamp, because just like the pagase suitcase, which is pretty similar to this, but it doesn't really have aluminum or anything else, and it does have some pockets on the outside, there are a lot of fakes made, especially by DHgate and other Asian manufacturers, where they will be such good quality fakes. Like, I've been fooled before where I didn't get it checked and it turned out to be fake. I was lucky enough to get my money back. But you really, really, really want to be careful, because some people think like, oh, it's just like Louis Vuitton t-shirts or wallets that are faked. They do a really good job making fakes nowadays to where you really cannot tell unless you look at the date code and the font of the date code. I've seen date codes that are fake, but they are such good quality that I was blown away by them and I was faked out, but I still had a little bit of worry considering the stitching. So I used my authenticator and they were able to confirm that it was fake, and I obviously got my money back then and there. But I feel like this is the perfect suitcase for anyone that travels a lot and wants something that's a little bit more flashy. Obviously, if you wanted to go all out and be even more flashy, you guys could go for the monogram colorway. But overall, it is a really good suitcase. I'll just zip it up for you guys. First, I'll show you guys. You guys can unzip this part, obviously. And it's pretty spacious. You guys can fit a good amount of stuff in there. Like I mentioned, a computer or whatever else, small accessories like a charger. But next, I'll show you guys the little handle right here and how far it extends. So it goes up one level and then another level, and it's pretty long. So you guys are able to stand up all the way and use this suitcase. You guys don't have to bend over, because I know like for the size 50, if you're a smaller guy, it's going to seem a little bit short to you. But with this handle that extends this far, you guys don't have to worry about leaning back or bending over or anything like that. You guys are going to be able to hold it just how it's supposed to be held. And something to consider is I've heard many people that have problems with this suitcase, like the zipper will get messed up, or the handle will get messed up, or this thing will come off. Not really come off, but it won't be like how it's supposed to be. And so, like I mentioned, you guys are going to want to go to the Louis Vuitton store and get it repaired then and there if you guys notice any of these flaws, because there's no point in paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for your suitcase if it's going to get messed up like that. So always consider the fact that you have Louis Vuitton kind of has your back if they have a manufacturing error, or if you just need to get something repaired, because this is an expensive suitcase and I really like it and I think it's one of the best suitcases out there, but I would not want it to have any flaws. Luckily, I haven't had any issues with it, but I have had friends that do. So let me know what you guys think of this suitcase. Do you guys think it's worth the money? Do you guys think that it's too expensive? Would you guys pay the retail cost of $3,000, $4,000, $5,000? Or would you guys want to pay the market value? Or is it just not worth it in general? Are you guys kind of like the type of people that don't think that suitcases are worth spending a lot of money on? Or do you guys think it's worth it? And another last little detail that I'll show you guys is the wheels right here. It'll have Louis Vuitton right here. And they're very good wheels. I never have any issues with them, and that's usually what people complain about the most. And you guys can see the stitching details by the zipper. But again, let me know what you guys think of this. Is it worth the money or not? And that's pretty much all I got for you guys. So I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.